Hi, this is Bob Kay from the AMD World Championship. We're here in Sturgis 2010, and I have Dar Holzworth with me once again, and now we're talking about a whole new concept bike he's come out with. Total breakaway from his traditional choppers he's been known for. Dar, can you tell us what you were thinking and what the whole process was to come up with this new concept?
Absolutely, Bob. I wanted to create a bike that was just an all-around everything bike. A bike that you could take across country, a bike that you could carve up a canyon road, a bike that you could just go down the street. And so we did our research, as we normally do, and we took inspiration from what's been successful in the past. And what we did was we found the FXR to be our inspiration. And people widely know the FXR as one of the best handling bikes Harley ever made. So we started with that platform, or platform very similar to the FXR, and went from that. So outside of that, we've kind of created everything else on our own. We changed the geometry slightly to give it a better handling characteristics than even what it had before. It's got a 28-degree rake in the front, a 2-inch extended swing arm in the back. You can do figure eights in a parking spot. It's like the best handling slow speed bike ever. And then you can run down the highway at 80 miles an hour and cut the lines. I mean, it's a phenomenal handling bike. It's my interpretation of a super cruiser, American cruiser bike.
Well, you know, I've been around for a while and I'm pretty familiar with FXR sheet metal and configurations, and there hasn't been a lot available, but all of a sudden I see this very nice clean looks, kind of reminiscent of maybe some of the old Triumph sport bikes, nice tail section. How did you figure out to come up with these lines? What does it take to make this kind of sheet metal?
It just it evolves. It's a process. We started with a tank. We did what we liked with a tank. It's kind of like Harley meets Norton. We put the knee dishes in it. We raised the center panel slightly. We got to the seat section and we wanted more of a sport flair, so we kind of took inspiration from some sport bikes, and it all flows together. But had we started it with paper, Harley Norton sport bike, you know, may not have worked. So we just kind of let the creativity flow in the shop.
Well, flows together is certainly an understatement. So a bike like this that has this racy inspiration and styling, let's talk a little bit about the engine here. What do we have here and why did you make this choice?
Well, I chose S&S because in terms of performance, there's just no better choice. For performance and reliability, you know, these are production custom bikes, so they can't just be a custom sexy bike. It has to perform over the long haul. So that's why we chose S&S. We have a Baker transmission in the bike as well. Same reasons. Shifts like butter, reliable, you can just run the hell out of it. Ceramic coated D&D exhaust with the carbon fiber canister. And then we have Evil Engineering primary. You know, all those great high quality performance American companies work really well together in this bike.
Well, you've always been noticed for your attention to detail, and I think this bike is no exception. The signal lights match the headlight, the finish, your brush finish you're known for, the handlebar end mirrors, the controls. How do you put this all together so it just flows and seamlessly match the look and the feel of the bike?
Well, that's my secret. I don't give that out.
Well, you've kept it pretty well, but I think we want to share a little bit how this comes about.
Well, you know, it's trial and error. You know, I'm no genius. We try things. If it looks good and it works good, we keep it. If not, we keep working at it. For example, we didn't want a gauge on the tank, so we put the gauge in the trees. We machined it into the trees. It fits nice. It looks nice. You know, visually, it functions well, and it's got one nice clean loom coming out of the tree and then under the tank. The triangulation section under the tank, or under the seat right here, you know, that triangulation section kind of identifies the inspiration from the FXR. But typically, companies have offered like a vacuum-formed pillow-looking piece cover that people are familiar with, and I didn't like that. I wanted something different. So we actually concaved and formed a piece out of carbon fiber. So we have molds for all that now, and we can reproduce it seamlessly exact every time.
Well, Dar, you never seem to amaze us. Are these bikes available for production now, or how long does it take a customer to get one of these once he places an order?
Absolutely, they are available for production now. This is the third version of this bike, and the final version. We did have a prototype that we took on a 3,500-mile test across country. We went from Oklahoma City to the Horse Smokeout in North Carolina. We went from there to VIR Raceway, put it through its paces on the track, testing out the shocks from Suspension Technologies. We went up to Ohio for the Ray Hall Letterman race team, worked with them a bit, and then rode it back to Oklahoma City. We got back, we made our final changes. This is the final bike, the Brawler GT. We've already got orders in-house, and there's about a 20-week lead time on the bikes.
Well, once again, with something special from Brass Balls Bobbers. Dar, we'd like to take this time to thank you for participating in the AMD World Championship, and really appreciate you taking the time today to explain this fantastic new project. Absolutely, and thanks real quick to the AMD. You guys need to check out the AMD website. I believe it's AMDWorldChampionships.com. Fantastic bikes from all over the world here. We choose this venue because it's a great place to be with our other builder peers, but it's also a great place to launch new models, and that's what we do, you know, with the Brawler and the Rocketeer. So thank you for allowing us to be here. Thanks again, Dar.
So, second place in the production class. Last year's third place finisher from Oklahoma City, Darwin Motorcycles, Crossballs Borders. Come on, Darholzer for the Brawler GTR. Big round of applause for Brass Balls.
And you're watching the AMD World Championship of Custom Bike Building vidcast. We are sponsored in part by SNS, Custom Works, Rivera Primo.